Welcome back to Primetime News, and a special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. Up first this evening, 3 men are dead and several others injured following an accident early this morning in St. Anne. As Dwayne Anderson reports, the crash is a continuation of the carnage that claimed more than 480 lives last year.
This hat with the words Happy New Year spotted on the scene of the crash along the Landover Main Road in St. Anne is a sign that welcoming the new year went horribly wrong for some road users. Reports are that this grey Toyota Axio motor car and a Toyota Coaster were traveling along the main road sometime after midnight when they collided. The driver of the Axio was reportedly attempting to overtake several vehicles when the crash happened. 3 persons who were traveling in the units died. They are 46-year-old Brenton Brown, who was driving the coaster bus, as well as 28-year-old laborer Carson Whitaker, who was driving the Axio. One of the 3 passengers in the Axio also died. Up to news time, his identity was not known. The coaster bus was transporting workers from a popular hotel on the north coast. The staff members sustained minor injuries and were all treated and sent home. Mr. Gabriel MacLeod is the owner of the coaster. He was on the scene as emergency crews worked hard to remove the victims from the wreckage to try and save their lives.
I heard that these guys, there were 2 cars coming down, and when they were trying to overtake my driver, I heard that my driver tried best to take away from them, and what happened, he couldn't even help himself, but he said they hit him and put him right up on the other side. That's what I heard so far.
Not much is known about the victims who were in the Axio motor car. But Mr. MacLeod told our news team that Mr. Brown was a hard-working and reliable man.
I'm crying right now because I miss really a second partner. He tried to work with me, we worked together. And it was about 7 o'clock, I spoke with him and I just leave him. Not even 7 o'clock, we were about 5:45, somewhere there. I spoke with him and I left him. And then suddenly, when I get the call this morning, that little accident, I never knew was so serious. Oh. So when I get here, I was so shocked to say, they say he died.
Sad feeling?
Sad. I'm
Right.
not even crying for the bus, because the bus is just a piece of iron. Yes. But when you look at a human on the ground line like that.
The resident also reasoned that certain car models are involved in far too many crashes recently, and he feels something drastic may have to be done.
I think they need to get rid of these guys on the road. These guys, what is saying, these guys with the new cars, the Mark X, the Crown, these guys are the ones who are doing all the damage to Jamaica right now, with accident.
More than 480 people died in road crashes in Jamaica in 2021. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
The police say at least 5 people were injured by New Year gun salutes across the island. The incidents were reported in the St. Catherine North and St. Andrew South police divisions. The youngest victim is an 11-year-old boy. He's from Nelson Road in Kingston 11. The bullet injured his hand when it fell through the roof of his home. The child has been admitted to hospital. Now the police have been warning citizens that gun salutes are dangerous and illegal. It was a bloody start to 2022 for 2 Westmoreland communities. 3 persons were shot and killed before daylight Saturday, renewing calls for a state of emergency. Dwayne Anderson reports.
Gunmen in Westmoreland left a trail of blood and grief in the early hours of New Year's Day. In the first incident in the Cornwall Mountain community, 2 men were shot and killed around 2 a.m. while they were leaving a property in the area. They have been identified as 29-year-old Damar Martin and 22-year-old Tajay Stewart.
I tell her, it's just like my son. I raised Gideon when he's a little boy, going to school. Always bring them to school. She always called me mom, my second mom. So I look up to him as my son.
I just want to say publicly my condolences to the families and, emphasizing to the police and, beseeching them to do whatever they can to investigate and bring these culprits to books. Because we really need to start catching these guys and locking them up. And we really need to look at how we charge these guys.
The Member of Parliament for Western Westmoreland, Moreland Wilson, added that the murders are a continuation of the challenges that the communities faced last year.
It's quite sad that we started the year like this. We have seen where last year we had some significant challenges, and despite efforts of the police, we didn't have a heavy crime reduction in the parish. What I'm looking for this year is a stronger focus on crime, specifically in Westmoreland, because we have now become somewhat of the epicenter for violent crimes.
And despite criticisms and opposition in some quarters, the MP said he would welcome a return of the state of emergency.
If the Prime Minister and his determination with consultancy with the security forces determine that we need the SOE to be back in place, I welcome it. I mean, the people really just want to have a crime-free community. So whatever actions that may be necessary at this stage, I welcome it.
Our news center learned that another murder was also reported in Westmoreland on New Year's Day, where a sound operator was murdered minutes after 6 a.m. He is 28-year-old Derek Sterling of Retreat in Negril. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.